Welcome everyone to Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, hardware releases, the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. Joining us today, very special guests. We have part of the MEMTARD crew with us. Okay, I'm going to go through the names here. Hopefully I'm not going to screw it up. But I've got Giggle Smur, also known as La Samur, and we've got maybe Adam back, but I think it's Weinekes. We've got LC Hoddle, and we've got Janet Yellen. And they're going to be joining us on the fun a little bit later, but for now, we're going to the numbers. Let's do it, guys.
Number time!
At the time of this recording, the block height is 696,432, the Bitcoin price 44,790, chain rewrite days 973, total public lightning capacity, another all-time high, 2,299.40 sats per dollar, 2,233, and the blocks to the halvening 143,568. So yeah,
dude, the signal again, the lightning
Come
network.
On, look at that.
I'm remembering it. I'm like now paying attention to the previous lightning network public capacity. Yesterday it was 88. Today's 99. It just keeps growing. It just keeps going up, man. I don't know what's going on, but super bullish. And yeah, we're just consolidating another day. A good time to stack sats. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. Now look, I know that we used part of his information as I think we ended up using it in part of the news, which was fine, right? So Spinte tagged us in this one and said, proposing this dude's delusional Bitcoin is violence tweets for a daily fail. This is not his only tweet stating this. So I had to go and dig into this a little bit because it is kind of strange, right? It's kind of weird. Anyway, so here we go. This is Corn DeLorean that tweeted this. Deleted, but the internet remembers. We love that.
Yes, it does.
So many people getting salty about calling Bitcoin digital violence. Sailor makes literally the exact same point with Cyber Hornets analogy, and you eat it up like candy. Yeah, bud, I don't think you really get it. You don't just get to show up and start telling everyone how Bitcoin is when you don't know shit. Like, I'm sorry, like, we don't care about your creds. Oh, my creds. Anyways, here we go. Yeah, and there you go. See, look, so Andrew Hoddle, right, goes, Michael Saylor made an Anon account and shut the fuck up with his stupid opinions until he understood Bitcoin enough to share his insights. Listen first, read the room, man. Andrew kind of has a good point on that one. Anyways, we're going to dive into this a little bit more because it wasn't just us random plebs, right? Because people do, deep inside, they get insecure and they want to give, they want to give into these, some people that have better creds than us. So we're going to take a look and see what they said too. Okay? Damn it, the screen did the drop thing again. And okay, before we get into those other comments, we're just going to keep looking at this because he obviously doesn't seem to get why nobody seems to get it. Anyways, this is what I keep reading on Bitcoin Twitter. Please help me find counter arguments on why it isn't just describing a DACM, Decentralized Autonomous Cyber Militia. Made that all up by himself. It's cute. Anyways, volunteer cyber hornets fighting property, disarming nation state control, subsuming value of monetized assets, speculative attacking USD. He's crafted a whole entire story all by himself. He's got a great imagination. Really good. I like it.
That MIT baby coming in.
Right, that's right. Okay.
The CIA writes good scripts.
They really do. They really do. And they've got all the great words and the creds to go along with it. Okay, so look, here, we're almost done here. So this was one of the things here. These two systems have the same function. Compete for consensus from network on property's legitimate chain. And this is where he's comparing the military to Bitcoin, right? But very different form. Analog force projection versus digital force projection. Thus, very different emergent properties. Annihilation versus preservation. Okay, so NVK had to comment back on this, and he actually retweeted it, and here we go. Bitcoin made the cost of violence asymmetric. This is not the best analogy. Preservation in Bitcoin is mutually assured. Unlike violence capability posturing, if any entity hints proof of work capacity substantially higher than other actors, it undermines the system itself. This is wrong. Okay? So, and anyways, there's a whole bunch more, just like that. Like, obviously, we have these links in the show notes, so everybody could dig through that after. But again, it's this whole thing, right? Look, I get it, right? Like, there's plenty of intelligent people out there. There's nothing wrong with that. But oftentimes, when you show up to something and you haven't been here before, it's really good to just kind of eat some humble pie, sit back, and do exactly like Andrew Hoddle said, read the room. Just, kind of sit back and listen, because, you may come out and think that you're sounding like all super smart and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, the circle jerkers are going to love you. The circle jerkers are going to be all like, oh my God, he's a genius. But no, he's not. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't buy it. And then the whole 12,000 followers in like a month. I mean, again, that's fine. If there's that many people that bought this up and ate it, all the more power to him. But I'm thinking spook.
Dude, definitely spook material. The original LinkedIn thing that he wrote was fascinating, and I found it fascinating because he made the argument that it's going to end war. That's what I found it fascinating. But then the cracks in the wall started to appear. Right? How the hell did this guy just appear out of nowhere, get 16,000 followers? He's following like 4 or 5 people, and
zero people now.
I've told this to many plebs in the past. You have to pay your dues, dude. You don't come just to Bitcoin Twitter and just show up and then just expect to be you have to pay your dues. You have to hang out with the plebs. You have to interact with the community. You have to get off your fucking MIT high horse. Your credentials don't mean shit here, okay? The only thing that matters is, literally, are you providing value with your tweets? So do people see value in that? We don't give a shit that you're from Space Force. We don't give a shit that you're from MIT, right? If there's a homeless man and he's tweeting and it's really cool shit, I'm going to like his tweets rather than the MIT guy. And look, this guy kind of gives me the hint, right, of what Max Kaiser talks about a lot. Kind of sounds like an egomaniac. Egomaniacs and Bitcoin don't mix well. So I suspect that this guy isn't going to last very long, and he's either going to make his account private or he's going to turn into a Robert Breedlove. Let's see what happens. Anyways, the MEMTARDS, do you want to jump in on this? I want to ask the U.S. Treasury, Janet Yellen, what do you think about this?
Fucking spook. For sure. No one rolls in that hard and fast with such a fucking put together narrative and just broadcasts it so hard to not be a spook, right? Like, either this guy's just like has no social skills, or he's tweeting right off CIA scripts. Like the DAMC bullshit. Like, that shit's totally like, I saw Stoney tweeted that, like, it's totally in a government document. Like, we're going to see it pop up in the next year, I bet. Dude, fuck that guy.
Yeah, dude. And he set it up so sweet, because he's like, look, like, I wrote this fascinating paper. It's like, that was his way in, but then he pulled a Breedlove, then he pulled a, like, it's like, it's about the clout, and I'm really important because I'm from Space Force and MIT. Anyways, maybe Adam back live from Costa Rica. What do you think?
I honestly wasn't paying attention because I was coding, because I'm Adam back. So I was just busy developing the MEMTARDS.com website and maybe building other things like Bitcoin stuff. But yeah, I mean, I am that homeless guy that you like their tweet more than the MIT guy. So that's what I think.
Hell yeah.
Be homeless, make good tweets.
This is the way. This is the way. Be homeless so you can stack more sats. Absolutely. Gigglesma. What do you think? Or how do you say it? Phil, you're French. How do you say this?
GG la sommaire. GG LSMR.
Je m'appelle Nico.
Enchanté, Nico. Enchanté. Tu vas bien? Tu vas bien, la forme?
Bonjour.
Pas pire.
Bonjour.
Pas pire.
That's my French too.
Fromage.
Je peux parler un petit peu de français.
Oh,
Un Québécois, un Québécois, un Québécois.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Got you, man. Your accent is strong.
He recognizes it.
Of course, 100%. I don't know, man. I don't know why people are giving him attention, man. Like, who gives a shit? Like, Bitcoin is, to me, is natural law. It's math. It's math. It's ownership. So there is a kind of element of violence in it, but I don't know what's his point.
I mean, again, like I'm buying into what Janet Yellen said. I think this guy's either a spook or he's an egomaniac. Like, it's either one or the two. I'm leaning spook, bro, because like the language that he's using, like it sounds like very like military dialect. But what do I know? What do you think, Jack Dorsey?
Space Force.
Jack knows about being a spook.
That's what I got to say about that. He was the chair of regurgitating Think Boys at Space Force.
Amazing. Great. Anyways, Phil, it's time for it.
The Daily Meme Review, sponsored by
Citadel 21.
All right, guys, we got the MEMTARDS on today, and Janet Yellen and Jack Dorsey and maybe Adam Back live from Costa Rica and Gizmo. So when we have the MEMTARDS, the meme lords, the meme legends, right? We let them choose the memes. We're like, why the fuck are we gonna choose the meme? Let the pros choose the memes, right? So they gave us 4 images, and we're gonna go through them. Hopefully, we don't get banned from YouTube. Let's do this. All right, first one. Polygon 600. It took me a while to read the bottom part. Okay, good. All right, let's moving on. This is a good one. Moving on. All right, 70%.
Oh my god.
Free mine. Ethereum is not decentralized. It has a ruling class and can never be neutral currency. It's true. Vitalik Buterin, the DAO, Ethereum Foundation, hard forks, proof of stake, shitcoiners.
You know, they tried to make one about Bitcoin like that, and it totally failed because everything they had, contrary to this one, was actually untrue and already debunked.
Dude, that's so funny. Wow.
Yeah, they can't even make it up right.
Alex Gladstein fucking ripped it apart.
I think I retweeted it on this account.
If it was a Bitcoin one, it would be a pyramid of homeless people.
Absolutely.
Porn stackers.
Absolutely, bro. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one before we give the score. We got 2 more. And there we go. Shitcoin founders be like, hey, can I have a copy of your white paper? Yeah, just change it up a bit. Don't make it too obvious. Okay, sure. Man, this was great.
Oh,
This
I made that one.
This comes from our in-house chief meme operating officer, or chief meme officer. He's not here today. Adam Back decided to take his place. Anyways, let's move on to the next one.
Oh my god. That's great. And that's actually from The Office, though, from the show, the US version.
Yeah.
That's
Michael Scott with his boss.
Dude. Okay, so that's Peter
great.
McCormack, the spook, legit spook, dude, and the communist guy that wants to take over the world, Klaus Schwab. Okay, awesome memes by the legendary MEMTARDS, and because some awesome memes, I'm just gonna give this a very humble score of a Bitcoin orange pill pin. Yeah,
So small.
I know
Not too bad.
It's tiny, but it's an orange pill.
Should be
And that's
bigger.
what those, I know, right? I told Rick, by the way, he's like, dude, I'm gonna make you some big ass ones.
Yeah,
So Rick
come on.
knows.
Like this has to go back to like the late 80s and like 90s with like Flavor Flav, right? With, like the giant clocks. Like you need to have like giant pins.
Dude, you have that 3D printed chain, Phil.
I do. And you know what?
Wear it on for
Here
the
it
rest of the
is.
show. Wear it on for the rest of the show, dude.
Yeah, man.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom. Okay, so we got a golden. What's that rapper's name that used to wear it? Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
We got a Flavor Flav Bitcoin orange chain. We got a small Bitcoin pin. You got to make it bigger. And Gigglesma, what would you give? Less a minute.
1 second, man. Hold on.
Potentially promising.
I know, right? He's like looking around his house. He's like, what do I get?
Poor man, I'm a hodler. I have nothing.
He has nothing. He sold all the chairs. He sold everything.
Just give it nothing.
Okay, guys, I give my chair.
Gives
That-
up the chair.
That is a true Bitcoiner. If you're watching this show and you have something more than a chair, you're not doing it right, okay? I'm going to sell this pin for Bitcoin after. Anyways, maybe Adam Back, live from Costa Rica. What would you give that meme?
I don't know if anyone's given it. It's a pretty simple score, but a Bitcoin Leota.
I don't think
Okay.
we've given a Leota yet or gotten one.
Oh, that's a good score. That's a good
like
score.
it.
And also, I want to give it. I'm giving it 2 scores because we had 4 memes, so why not? I'm giving it the new MEMTARDS avatar on Twitter, and those are my 2 scores.
Boom. Bitcoin Leota and memetard avatar. I like that. Now we have to ask the 2 most important people in the room. Secretary Yellen, what would you give them?
I am holding up right now one of the little block mint 3D printed washer stamps. That's what I give it.
Okay. You're going to have to send me a
Cool.
picture of that so I can put it in. Okay, cool. Thank you, Secretary Yellen. Okay, Mr. Jack Dorsey, what would you give that me?
Being the CEO of Twitter, I give it the empty promise of a decentralized social network.
Good luck trying to make that happen, Nico.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Awesome scores by the memetards. Holy crap. Anyways, guys, do you agree with the scores? Do you disagree? Let us know down in the comments. And of course, join our Telegram group. Link us some memes so we can review them because it's a meme review. And that's what we do. We review memes. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
The Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
Alright guys, like I've been saying for a very long time on this show, we are in the middle of an information war. An information war, it's very simple. It's not like a kinetic war with bullets, right? An information war is all about winning people's minds over, right? And one of the most effective ways to do that is memes. Why? Why is it so effective? Because it's a very, very quick way to tell someone the truth in a snap of a finger, right? And you get to make them laugh, right? But let's see how effective this is. Let's see if our memes are actually, or not our memes, the memetards memes, the meme lords, all the memesters of Bitcoin Twitter. Let's see if they're having an effect, right? I think they are. I have a suspicion. Let's check out this this article by the Financial Times. Please stop calling dollars fiat money. Currencies are not memes that only have value because governments say they do. Okay, so
they are.
So obviously, guys, you are definitely getting under their skin. Keep doing what you're doing. But anyways, let's keep going on to the article. The banks have accounts with the Fed, much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So lend to a bank, we simply use a computer to mark up the size of the account that they have at the Fed. The host asked him whether the Fed had been printing money. Well, said Bernanke effectively. So yes, they're printing money. But the article goes on to explain how that's not really printing money and that we shouldn't treat fiat as a meme. Article says, this is unfortunately not at all how money works, right? So let's see how money works. Your bank creates them when it loans you money, then deposits them in your account, right? So yeah, in the fractionally reserved system, absolutely, that's how it worked, right? You know, the bank only had to keep, reserve of, the amount of money deposited in the bank. But this article is being disingenuous because they ended that system March 15, 2020. As announced on March 15, 2020, the board reduced the reserve requirement ratios to 0% effective March 26, 2020. This action eliminated reserve requirements for all depository institutions. So now we're not fractionally reserve banking. There's not even I don't think there's a word for this.
It's no reserve banking.
So anyways, bank dollars don't have value just because your bank says they do. Your bank has your bank has regulators poking into its books to make sure those loans are sound assets with decent returns. Let's check that out. Let's check out those sound assets, baby. Very sound money. What do you think, Phil?
So everybody who lost everybody who lost everything in the mortgage crisis, who was looking out for the sound assets then?
No, but you can't call it a meme, okay?
You're right.
This article's saying you can't call it a meme. Anyways, if bank dollars are just social convention, a meme, then your mortgage is just a meme.
Oh.
Yep. Anyways,
so are our taxes then?
Now here's the nail in the coffin. Okay, now let's do the Department of the Treasury. It has an account at the Fed too, but it cannot just magic dollars out of its account. The Treasury can put dollars in its account collecting taxes or by selling Treasury bills. There is no fiat, no decree. There is no money printer anywhere. It's all transactions on a balance sheet, assets for liabilities. Now, this is a fucking total lie. There's not enough fucking buyers of bonds all around the world to buy all the goddamn treasury bills. So you know who buys the treasury bills? The Fed. And you know what the Fed puts that? They put it on their asset sheet. And you look at that asset sheet, baby, right? So this article is claiming, oh, money doesn't come out of thin air. You know, there's buyers for it. Okay, so the printer of money is the one buying the assets itself, right? So look, just to tie this up, right? The reason they released this article is because you guys have been so fucking effective at shining a light of truth on their fucking bullshit that they're freaking out. They're freaking the fuck out. They're freaking so the fuck out, right? That they snuck a fucking last minute treasury bill, tax compliance of how much they're freaking out. And to quote Christine Lagarde's own words, they hate that goddamn escape valve. They can't have you using a fucking money that they can't control you with. They can't have that shit, So, amazing article by the Financial Times, and shout out to you guys for winning this information war. Phil?
Nico.
Yes, sir.
Please stop talking about this. I would hate to see your Twitter account end up in the same gulag as the first ICO offender.
Man, I'm careful on Twitter, dude. Sometimes I tweet some stuff, dude, and I'm like, dude, I'm like super heated, and then I have to delete it because I'm like, this is gonna give me the ban hammer. This is gonna put me in the
smart
gulag.
Man.
So yeah, man. So like, I'd leave this stuff to YouTube. YouTube's okay with it now. I suspect that in a couple years, once governments really start losing control, when there's a critical mass, when majority of the population is saving in Bitcoin and they're not holding dollars, I suspect that they're going to get very vicious. Anyways.
You know what? I think that article is right. Maybe we don't call it fiat anymore. We should call it cuck bucks.
I agree.
You know what? Maybe Adam is right.
I agree. That's very, very thank you.
I'm smart.
Thank you, Dr. Beck. I appreciate it.
I code
What happened to your accent though? I don't get it.
OPSEC.
Oh, okay, gotcha. He's so smart.
I know, bro. Wow, Candela. Okay.
Hey, maybe we should have him printing the money.
Yeah, man. True that.
He's pretty smart.
I already did.
The creds.
Giggles. How do you feel, bro? How do you feel? You shit posting. You creating? No, you're a fucking legend, dude. You changed your account, right? And you got the whole mainstream media to buy into some bullshit. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. It was a second layer attack because I used my alt account on Twitter to repost the original tweet, and I used it with Walter Bloomberg. I took his profile picture, everything, and they retweeted the original tweet, which was in Hebrew, and it took off like pretty quickly. Like I've seen like 1 million views on the tweet in like less than a day. So it was crazy, yeah.
Dude, that man, and this goes to show the effectiveness of what you guys are doing. right? Like, they wouldn't be writing these articles, right? The Treasury would not be sneaking in this shit at last second, right? The Christine Lagarde wouldn't be calling, Bitcoin an escape valve. The Fed wouldn't be saying, it failed as a payment instrument. It's only useful for anonymous transactions. If you guys weren't putting the pressure, and of course, NGU technology, baby, the incentives of Bitcoin. And Secretary Yellen, could you talk to us a little bit about sneaking that into the infrastructure bill? Because that was kind of fucked.
Yeah, I just really hate human freedom and the ability for people to not be enslaved by the monetary system. So I thought, you know what? I gotta fucking put this in here because how are the poor people are gonna stay poor if we fucking let them get any Bitcoin?
Oh man,
this is you know what? This is why these people are elected to those positions. Oh wait, she wasn't elected to any position. Anyways,
I appreciate it, Mrs. Secretary.
I actually thought that article was interesting too because there was a line there that said money doesn't have value but they could have just stopped there.
it's true, and then it would have been true.
Man, usually, okay, when there needs to be an article that releases that says, please stop calling our money meme, that is not a good sign. Anyways, Jack Dorsey, what's your opinion on all this?
Buy Bitcoin, scat the state.
Yeah, true that, baby. Separate money from state. Free mankind. Awesome. But anyways, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, we've got Rust Lightning version 0.0.100 that was released. That is an implementation of Lightning like LND and Eclair. There's 3 implementations of Lightning. Anyways, Rusty isn't really Rusty though. It's shiny. So we don't really know why it's called Rusty. And we don't know why Nico writes these things. Anyways, the details to that are down below in the show notes.
It's to make Phil feel uncomfortable because
it works every time
because it makes great TV. But anyways, guys, that was our show. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to our awesome guest. We got the legendary Gigglesma that literally incepted all of mainstream media because they're whack. Of course, we got the CEO of Twitter. No, we don't. We have LC posing as Jack Dorsey. And we got Secretary...
Who's LC? Who's LC?
And we got Secretary Janet Yellen. I don't know who that is. And we got maybe Adam back.
Experts.
Yeah, trust experts, exactly. And he is, of course, the placeholder for our in-house meme officer, Weinicus. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the catastrophic fiat, shitcoin, mainstream media, emperor, communist fails, and the Bitcoin news from the perspective, definitely consider subscribing. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys, for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.
Fuck the meme factory.